Hi everybody, this is Crypto Rich, working with you to get rich with crypto, filling our pockets with crypto profits. And in this video, I am joined by a new up-and-coming YouTuber with a fast and growing channel, does great videos on all sorts of coins and stuff. And we're going to be talking about a couple of coins that he supports and thinks are great. And I'm going to be talking about a couple of projects that I think are worth looking into. Now, what I suggest you do is you go and subscribe to his channel, comment, like, go check him out. Really great information. I'll have the links in the description below. And this video is going to be in two parts. First part's going to be on my channel, and the second part is going to be on his channel. Guys, take a look at Token Metrics. I've been using their Trader Weekly Index for low cap coins on Binance, where they've been getting these sorts of returns, 426% since they started this index in the beginning of February. This dark blue line shows the return on Bitcoin. Had you invested in Bitcoin over the last week? And this is the return that I've been getting over the last week using the Trader Weekly Index for low cap coins on Binance. Affiliate link in the description below. This is my BitTube channel. Please come and subscribe to me on BitTube, censorship resistant platform. You can also find me on Odyssey, Library, and BitTube. Follow me on Twitter, CryptoRichYT, and join my official Telegram announcements channel. All the links in the description below. Hey, Spencer, thank you so much for making yourself available.
I love it. I love that intro, filling your pockets with crypto profits. I just love it. It's brilliant.
That's right. That's what I've been doing since April 2017.
You're very good at it. It's brilliant. I love it.
Yes, keep filling them, and don't let anybody, including, well, you're not married, but I'm married. My wife says, well, we need to feed the kids. No, not coming out of these pockets.
Surely you've got some private ones somewhere they don't know about, no?
Yes.
Some hidden in the BVI crypto wallets, if they even exist.
BVI?
British Virgin Island banks, like where you would store your offshore funds if you were a dodgy person.
Right. Well, fortunately, I have to let my wife does know how to get to the crypto should anything happen to me. Right?
We joked about it earlier on, didn't we? I've got to find myself a wife to have kids first, so I'm still looking.
Yes. I'm going to. If you're interested in applying to become Spencer's wife. Anyway, moving on. Spencer, do you want to say a little bit about yourself, a bit of background and what you cover on your channel?
Yeah, great. Well, I've been doing crypto for quite a while. Actually, when I was at school, I started doing an internet company. That was kind of when I first got into tech. And that was 20 years ago now, obviously a long time. And we kind of, when we first doing the websites for people, it was in that time where people would say, why would I ever need a website? And obviously, that was kind of a stupid thing to say back then. But that kind of grew into quite a big business and became a data center business. And I sold that in 2011 for a reasonable sum of money. And I moved out to China, of all places. I don't know why I moved there, but there was just an opportunity. And I was DJing at the time as kind of a hobby, and someone offered me a job at this big club. And I was like, all right, I'm going to do it. So I moved out to China in 2010, just before we sold the business. And obviously spent a few years just having a good time because I'd kind of been working quite hard for a long time. Then I started getting into crypto around 2015. And actually I was doing Ethereum and Bitcoin mining, which was quite eye-opening, especially being in China. I spent a lot of time going to places like Sichuan province and installing Bitcoin machines. I think we were using S7s, or wow. It was very early days, the miners back then. And they were in these crazy, you wouldn't believe your eyes if you went to see these places. They were, do you remember last bull run, they had those cloud mining companies? Was it what was it? Miner One, like for instance, like Miner One, right? And they were all massive scams. They just all failed because they spent so much money on infrastructure. They wasted all of the investment trying to build these super good-looking, high-end data centers, which you just didn't need. And if you go to these mines in China, there's cables all over the place. There's water running down the side. There's like farmers coming in and out, like plugging in the machines, and because every single penny is going into the machine and the power, and that's all they're doing, and they're very efficient, and that's how we were able to be competitive and make money, and why things like Miner One would never work. So I was doing that, and also did Ethereum mining back in 2015-16 when the price of Ethereum was like $5 or $6, I think, for an Ethereum. And yeah, so that's I was getting into it. I started buying more and more, obviously doing more and more of the project. And then last year I moved to Bali, so I'm in Indonesia now, mainly because of what happened with Corona. And been looking for something to do, and decided a couple of months ago I should share some of my knowledge, if that's what you would call it, or experience with people on YouTube. And that's where I am today.
Fabulous. Okay, and what sort of projects do you cover, or what?
Well, I'm doing news updates twice a week, so I'm just going through all the different various news, trying to get my finger on the button, this kind of thing. And I'm also doing coin reviews of up and coming coins. So I do a bit of research into the coin, I give some background information on it, and then just post the video, which is I've just done one on like Harmony. I did one on DOT, which I'm going to cover later on in the next video, and I've got a new one coming up on pkt.cash, which I wanted to discuss with you today. That's premiering on Tuesday, I believe.
Right.
So that's quite exciting. And that's the first project I've done where I've interviewed the core developer. So it's kind of really exciting for me to have built up the channel to get to a size where people actually start to take notice of me. And obviously why you were happy to have me on board, which is great. So thank you very much for having me today.
You're so welcome. You're so welcome. Okay. So in this video, you're going to talk about PKT. I'm going to talk about one of my picks. And then in the second video, we're going to talk about DOT. And we're going to talk, and I'm going to talk a bit about one of my picks, and that's going to be on your channel. Now, the thing about Polkadot, I do hold Polkadot, and I know a little bit about it, but I don't think I know as much as you about it, and so I've not covered it on my channel. So it'd be great for people who are regular subscribers of my channel to go over to Spencer's channel, and I'll link to that in the description below, and then you can find out some basics about DOT, and he's got other stuff about Polkadot and some of the other bigger cryptocurrency projects like Harmony One. Okay, so right. Shall I start? Shall you start?
Yeah, I think you should go first. I'm excited to hear about these projects you've been telling me about. So I think you should start. I'm excited.
Okay, let me share my screen. All right, the first project that I'm talking about is a member of the Blockchain Privacy, Security and Adoption Alliance. And I'm connected to all these projects, and they include Turtle Network, Ether One, Komodo, Dragon Chain, BitTube, Burstcoin, which has been going since 2014, Ergo Platform, Sentinel, and Pirate Chain. And these projects, they're all collaborating, working together in order to promote privacy and security and promote adoption. And they share tech and ideas, and they share social outreach. You know, they've got social media outreach of over 350,000 accounts just by collaborating together. And the one that I'm going to talk about for this video is Ether One, which is now renamed as the Etho protocol. That's the new name for it. And you know, Spencer, I don't think you could have ignored the amount of censorship that there's going on currently of alternative perspective, dissenting views, and also the censorship that was going on during the US election. I mean, it's been going on for years. It's just getting worse and worse. I mean, I am not naturally a Trump supporter, but I was incensed that Twitter would deplatform an elected representative. Where does a private corporation get to decide whether the president of a country gets to use their platform or not?
It's insane. It's absolutely insane. I would definitely say I'm a right-leaning individual for sure. So, you know, I kind of say maybe I'm a Trump supporter. I like the policies, some of the things he did. So yeah, I was definitely incensed as well.
Oh, completely. By the way, what I appreciate about Trump, the first US president since Jimmy Carter to not start a new war.
Yes.
Thank bloody goodness, right? Spend that money on sorting the US out instead of spending that money on killing people in foreign lands. So good for him for that. And then also what they did to Parler, this decentralized.
The Amazon deplatformed them as well, didn't they?
Deplatform Parler, right? So what Etho protocol does, and now I'm not technical, but I have covered Etho protocol in my videos before. I'm going to cover them again. I'm connected to them. So what it does, it's a fork of Ethereum with very, very low gas fees. It has smart contract functionality. You can keep it, you can use MetaMask to store it in to buy and sell. You can get it off Probit Exchange. What it does, it allows for website hosting on the IPFS, Interplanetary File Storage System. So you can store your website on decentralized platform in a way that it can't be taken down. So if Parler was using IPFS, can't be taken down.
How's the speed in comparison to normal web hosting?
That is a very, very good question, which I don't know the answer to. So I'm going to make an assumption, which is it's absolutely fine, because what's happened is the price of Etho, which is the coin that runs on the Etho protocol, has exploded in the last few weeks or so. I mean, I very foolishly didn't get any in the summer of 2020 when it was like 0.2 of a cent. And lately it's been as high as 15 cents. Now, it's a small project, decentralized, no pre-mine, no team fund, no dev fund, fully open source. They got no money. And so they don't have no marketing budget or anything. But so far, what they've got is run using nodes. There's 59.95 gigabytes stored on their platform so far. So it's tiny, tiny, tiny. I mean, it does what Filecoin does, but a whole lot cheaper. And I think it has greater potential for growth.
Is Filecoin linked to the IPFS as well?
I believe so. I don't know much about it. If anybody does know, let us know in the comments below, right? These are the active nodes all over the world. It's growing and growing and growing. And you can get a master node or a gateway node. Gateway node takes 30,000 Etho tokens right now, which is a whole lot cheaper than what it's going to be like in a year or so's time. So now is the time.
This is proof of stake, I assume.
It's proof of work, and it has a node system. It's a proof of work coin, and it has a node system. It's a fork of Ethereum, far more efficient fork of Ethereum. Okay. So that's Etho 1. And people are interested, go check out my previous videos about Etho 1. Go check out their website and their Telegram group, Discord. Do all your due diligence. So that's a brief overview of Etho 1. Now, you wanted to tell us about your project.
I did, yeah. So obviously, I'm not as deep into YouTube as you have been. You've been running your channel for 3 years, which is really great to see the amount of connections that you've built up. It's got something for me to aspire to. So you're definitely giving me some inspiration right now. Thank you for that, Rich. That's really great. So one of the projects I've started working on, because I've just started getting my fingers into some of these ideas, is called Packet, or PKT, and I think I can share my screen now with you. I'll just click on here, share. We'll go over to their website so we can just see what they've got up here. Can you see my screen?
I can.
Yeah.
Can you go back? Can you go back to that previous picture?
Which one was that? This one here.
Yeah, of you now. So Spencer, you are devilishly handsome. I can't believe why you've not been snatched up. Sorry.
Been living in China for too long, and I don't know. I'm set in my ways. I play golf every day, and I can't imagine the worst thing of me having to ask my wife am I allowed to go and play golf. So
okay, so she has to be willing to be a golf widow or into golf. Okay, let's go on.
I'm going to get myself off the screen and onto the PKT, onto business. Okay, so PKT, as I said, it's a very small. It's a very small project right now. It stems from a network protocol called CJDNS, which was set up by a guy called Caleb Delisle back in 2011. Let me see if I can find the actual history. And it's basically based off these two key ideas, which everything should be encrypted all the time, no matter what. So it's not a difference between HTTP and HTTPS. Everything should be encrypted always. And secondly, a packet of data flying across the internet should contain not the address of its destination, but rather the directions on how to get there. And the reason of doing it that way is that it reduces the amount of router hardware, and the way ISPs work, it changes that and enables people to reshare and sell their bandwidth between each other, basically decentralizing and setting up more of a mesh, an uncensored network for people wanting to access the internet. So what they did was they've created a token for it called PKT to basically fund the project and try and realize this dream that Caleb has got of creating this kind of decentralized mesh internet. So PKT is not listed at the moment. The only way you can get it is by either mining or buying, trading OTC basically with other people in the trading group. They've got a Telegram trading group which you can log in and obviously just post your want to buy or want to sell orders, and then they have people in there that are doing escrows. So I've been buying a lot of this coin because I really think it's a great opportunity for it to go very large. Since I've been buying, it's gone up 10 times. But I think when it gets listed, and I'm starting to be involved in the team to actually help this get listed. It's going to be my first big project, I think. It's going to go big. It's going to be a moonshot coin, I think. And I also did a video, which I don't know if you can link it up in the corner. I've got to get it in there.
I don't know if I can be skilled enough to link it up in the corner. It'll be linked somewhere.
You can put a card up in the corner on YouTube, so you put it up there. And there's a video on how to mine it, so you can get involved in actually getting paid rewards to secure the network. Now, it's a really interesting protocol for mining called PacketCrypt, which it's a fork of Bitcoin. So it takes the proof of work concept, but it adds in this thing called hard bandwidth. So it kind of it restricts people from being able to buy loads of really expensive hardware to mine more coins, because your CPU is linked to the amount of bandwidth you can provide to the network. I'm not sure if I've explained that totally correctly. I'm probably going to get told off by Caleb, but that's my basically understanding of how it works. So it's kind of more true to the original Bitcoin view that it should be one CPU, one vote, and that's how Satoshi envisaged it when he first designed Bitcoin, when he first did the Bitcoin white paper. But obviously it changed very quickly when it became big money business. People started developing these crazy powerful machines that could mine huge amounts of hashes and make more Bitcoin. So it became very competitive. This is obviously the opposite of that. You just need high core CPUs. You can't build ASICs for doing this kind of work. So that's kind of great. I really like the way they're doing it. It's designed for microtransactions. And the idea is that you'll get paid for, you can basically monetize your bandwidth from home or from your servers. So it's quite a grand vision. And I really think that in the future, if this does get listed, obviously it's going to be quite a big upside on this coin. So if you want to get more information, if you wouldn't mind kindly posting some links in the description, that would be great. They've got a really active community on the in the Telegram groups, and also a chat group through a website called pkt.chat, where it's built into the website. It's not like Telegram, it's kind of their own coding which you can chat, but it's still very small. So there's
I should check that out. How much is a coin right now at time of recording?
About 5 to 6 cents.
5 to 6 cents, and it's already gone up 10 times, and it's not been listed yet. And it sounds to me it's a coin, a project that promotes privacy, which is right up my street, because without privacy there is no freedom. Spencer, thank you so much for that. And I'm going to have the link to this in the description below, as well as the links to Spencer's channel. So do go check it out. Part 2 of this video is going to be, I'm going to be talking about one of the projects another project of mine that I follow. I'm going to let Spencer know about it. He doesn't know anything about this project right now. And also, he's going to be talking about Polkadot, and that's going to be on his channel. So Spencer, thank you so much for making yourself available. Anybody's watching, comments, questions. Do you hold PKT? Do you know more about Etho than I do? You want to answer some of the questions? Let us know in the description below. And between now and when I see you next, please keep filling your pockets with crypto profits. This is Crypto Rich and Crypto Spencer signing out. All the best. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you very much.